जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा, जय प्रभुपदा शिल प्रभुपदा। जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद। नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की, शीला प्रभुपाद की। Thank you very much. So I heard the Prema Gauranga give a class on. I heard Prema Gaurangi Mataji give a class on Lord Jagannath appearance last Sunday. So we'll not go in that zone because Mataji shared really good information. So I have some pastime, some mystery on related to Jagannath and his reciprocation with the devotees. Before we do that, let's recite the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurulmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री कृष्ण मंत्र की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna everyone. So are you all excited for next coming Sunday? Anxiety, stress or not? Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. I've done many times by Lord Jagannath mercy, so I know what's going on in your minds and things. You know. So let me ask you one question before we begin. Are you all doing some sevas? Are you all engaged in sevas? Are you all doing some sevas? My question. Are you sure you are all doing sevas? Or Lord Jagannath is engaging in seva? So let's keep that in forefront. You are not doing seva, I am not doing seva. This is causeless mercy that we are engaged. There are 8 billion people there. He handpicked few of us to do this seva. Rath Yatra has to happen whether we are there or not, right? So let us not in that mood that I am doing seva. Let us in that mood of, yes, he is so merciful that he picked me to do some seva, right? Because what happens is he will humble us if we go into that mood that I am doing this seva. We are not doing this seva. I give one example. Many times he humbled me. So I will share the one that happened last year. So the biggest challenge we have in ISKCON Brampton is we have like 19 gazebos to set up and about 12 or 13 big tents to set up, right? Including the main tent and prashadam and altar and all. So it's a humongous task. And that has to happen between 6 to 9 in the morning or 6 to 10 in the morning. Because then the pujari, the altar decoration team has to come and decorate it, and prashadam team has to set up and whatnot. So it's very intense, very stressful period for us from 6 to 9. So, and this been going on because the tent guys don't set up tent the night before, right? Because the park facility is not available and whatnot. So 6 o'clock in the morning, we are all in the park waiting for the tent guys to come, and they take their own time to set up everything, right? And it's the anxiety is through the roof just because of that, because you know. So last year, it's like I woke up early, finished my rounds, ready to go. I packed my car night before, so I don't have to waste my time in the morning. I was, and that one tinge of thinking that I had is that, oh, I have to reach the park 6 o'clock, otherwise nothing will happen, or the tent will not set up. I have to be there. The tinge of little of worship come into my consciousness. So what happens is at 5:30 I leave my home because I know it's half an hour from here to Chingusi Park, my home to. As I'm just about to reach ninth line upper middle, my car broke down. In the sense that I cannot drive on a highway, unsafe to drive. I can drive home back, but I cannot drive. I cannot go on a highway. Now here, just imagine, I have this doership that nothing will happen if I don't reach to the park. Now what? Now I cannot go, right? So I have to come back, change my car, change all the stuff, and then go to the park. By the time I reach park, it's like 6:45, 6:45. And guess what? Everything was running smoothly. The tent guys were there. The other devotees were there. They are unloading stuff from the truck. Everything started on time. When I reached there, it's really humbled me. We have discussed this many times. मेरे बिना इस दुनिया का क्या होगा? ऐसा सोचने वालों से कब्रिस्तान भरे पड़े हुए हैं, right? So that kicks in again in my forefront. Let's not, So now I have this fear that not to have that worship at all in my consciousness. Let's go in that humble mood that Lord Jagannath has picked us, and let us do our best, right? So this is what I want to share. So now going back to a few things I wanted to share all with you. Um, I in 2000, 2 years back, I went to India, and I went to Bhaktivedanta Hospital there, and it was such a nice setup there. Right, it's a project by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, and so my god brother took me there to visit the hospital, and in the first floor they have a temple of Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadramaya, and they have a small rath in the temple. And what they do is they take the deities into the hospital where if person is in ICU or in a very critical condition, and they do kirtan there. It's such a mercy, right? I mean, and what I like is about Lord Jagannath, he's so merciful, so merciful. Like, out of all his, the incarnation we talked about, Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadramaya is so merciful. They stays in the hospital, which is not purest we could call, right? And give the mercy if person is departing or in sickness or something. They take this rath as like a small rath yatra going to the hospital. They do kirtan, and they give that person that blessings that they need at the time of death or at the time of critical condition. Right? So I was really touched by that. And do you know that Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya is the only deities in this world? Only deities in the world. They only deities in the world. They come out of the temple. None of the other deities ever. Any Krishna's form, Lord Narasimha. None of the deities. Like normally, what happens is when they have some festival, then their Utsav Vigraha, means small deities in the temple, they come out. Not the actual deities come out. But his Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya is so merciful. They himself come out. And why do they come out? Because it's a rule there that anything not origin of India, even the people, they are not allowed to come into the temple, right? So Lord Jagannath says, no worries, because of the Mughals and all invasion that happened. So now they have a set of rules that only Indians are allowed in the temple, nobody else. But Lord Jagannath says he's so merciful, he says, no worries, once in a year I will come out to give my blessings and mercy. And that's what he does, right? That's his mercy. And so when I went to Jagannath Puri in 2015-16, I saw the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stand and take a darshan of Lord Jagannath. So where he was leaning towards the wall, you can still see the fingerprints there of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Is still there. And when you enter into the garb, like the temple, my God, the vibration is beyond explanation. Like so powerful, and you can see the magnanimity of Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya. It's amazing. And we had a panda with the local pandit. He took us to all different places. Even he took us to the temple, and now he took us to one office where we had a Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath. And the taste is beyond, like I have never tasted something in my life. So, and they serve you in a cook, leaf, banana leaf, they serve you on that. It's amazing experience. So if you have not been to Jagannath Puri, I would humbly request you, please, at least once in a life, you should go. So that the Jagannath Puri, also called Purushottam Kshetra, and it's also called Sankha Kshetra. Why Sankha Kshetra? Because if you, Amarendra Prabhu explains this, that if you look at from the top, Jagannath Puri looks like a Sankha, like a conch shell. That's why it's called Sankha Kshetra. And it's also called Nilachal Dham. And where the yatra starts and it goes to Gundicha temple. So that Pundicha is a name of Indradyumna Maharaj's wife. So that name, the temple name, is after her. And so when Indradyumna Maharaj he built this temple, he asked 3 boons, right? So I think Prema Mataji discussed about these 3 boons. So I'm gonna just quickly recap it. So first one he asked said, I don't need any son. Then Indradyumna Maharaj says to Lord Jagannath, I don't need any son. Why? Because I don't want him to claim eventually that, oh, this temple was built by my father, so it's my property. So I don't want son. He said, second is that you should eat, right? So even once you finish eating, wash your hand, and before even your hand dries up, you should eat more, another bhoga. So that's why in Lord Jagannath Puri, there's constant bhoga offering happening, right? You will not go empty stomach there. So you can fill yourself. It's amazing. And he said that Lord Jagannath, you should not sleep. Right? So Lord Jagannath is the only deities that even the temple never closes. It's 24/7. They close it for 2 hours in the night. And why 2 hours? Because that's the time the demigods comes to pay obeisances. Right? That's only 2 hours. They close it. But other than that, they don't close it. It's open 24/7. Right? Why? Because what is the proof that the demigods comes in that 2 hours? Because they put prasadam there for Mahama prasadam for demigods, and when they open the door, all the prasadam is gone every day, right? So that's a proof that demigod comes there every day. Now, if you go there and if you want to know if this person is a demigod or a person, there is a way to look at it. You can find out whether, because in the daytime, the demigod comes in a disguise. They come as a normal person with a normal clothes, normal appearance. So for us, it's just a normal person. But if you three signs there that you can see this is a demigod. One, they never blink. So if you look at person's eyes and they never blink, you know that this is demigod. Second, when they walk 1 or 2 each above the ground. So if you look at their feet, they are like little bit up than the normal what we know. We walk on the ground. And third, they don't have a shadow. So if they are walking in the sun, there is no shadow. So if you ever go to Jagannath Puri and if you look at these 3 signs, you never know. You might be lucky to see some demigods there, right? So these are the 3 signs. Now, why Lord Jagannath? How do we know Lord Jagannath never sleeps? Because he doesn't have an eyelid, right? He doesn't have an eyelid. And why doesn't have an eyelid? Because he does not want to miss anybody. Because many times in India, when you have a lot of rush in the temple, many people will stay back at the door and say, "Okay, Baba, okay," and then they just go away, right? Because of course, maybe the suffocation or whatnot. They don't want to stay in the temple. They just want to take a darshan and go away. Lord Jagannath, if he has an eyelid and he blinks, for that few seconds, he might close the eyes and miss that person. And he wants to give that mercy to everyone. So that's why he close his eyes. He's always open, right? That's why the gopis curse the Brahma. Why you made these eyelids? Because that fraction of second we are not having darshan of Krishna. It's the same thing. Right? Now, his arms are stretched out. It's the only deities in this world. Right? His arms stretched out. Why? Because he's ready to hug. Right? He's ready to hug. Only deities in the world. Just imagine what a mercy. He's ready to hug like a person like me. And he has no legs. Because once he comes in your heart, he never leaves. Right? That's why he doesn't have legs. Once he comes in your heart, he never leaves. And you will see. One thing I experience is that once you start serving Rath Yatra, he will engage you somehow or other in some services. If you want to go away, you won't be able to go away. That's his mercy. And why? Because he has taken that place in your heart. Right? That's his mercy. Now we have talked about demigods. Yeah. Now this is the only form of Krishna. He comes as a deity. So Krishna comes in a Matsya avatar, animal like fish. He also comes as a human like Lord Krishna or Ram. This is the only avatar. He comes as a deities. So all his pastime he does through the form of deities, Vigraha, right? Now, how this Rath Yatra started, that there's many stories there, right? Rohini Devi explains to Queen of Dwarka, that story one we know. Prema Mataji explained in the Indradev Maharaj story last week. One story in this Jagannath, his glories and Purushottam Kshetra glories are very elaborately described in Skand Puran. There's a specific chapter called Purushottam Kshetra, Mahima. And in that all the details of Purushottam Kshetra is described. So once the Brahmaji created the universe, and Brahmaji himself was very upset, depressed and upset. What kind of world I created? All the jivas will suffer, no matter what they do. In winter, summer, cold, Adhyatmik, Adi, Daivik, and all this. In the mind is suffering, the mind is causing all the problems, senses are suffering. So this is mentioned in Skanda Puran. So Brahmaji was very down. He said, Krishna, why you ask me to create, and all the jivas will suffer, right, in this world, no matter what they do. So Lord Vishnu says, don't worry, there will be a place, it's called Nilachal or Purushottam Kshetra, where I will manifest, and anybody takes darshan of me will never take birth again. Right? It will never take. This is says in Akshar Pura. It says anybody takes darshan of, even just pull the rope of my rath, he never takes birth again. So one day, Amarendra Prabhu shared this story. He says there was one Kashmiri Pandit, very scholarly person. His name was Udayana Charna Acharya. Sorry, Udayana Acharya. Udayana Acharya was a very scholarly person, Kashmiri Pandit. He read it in the scripture saying that if anybody takes a darshan of Lord Jagannath, never takes birth again. And he could not believe it. I said, how is that possible? Right? Just taking darshan of one deity and you just get liberated and get out of this, Janmamriti Jarayavati. How is that possible? So he came to Jagannath Puri. And he came to Jagannath Puri to see, to taste it, the vibration, to see whether this is true or not. Right? So he came early in the morning. He did all his Gayatri mantras and everything, line up for the darshan to the temple with all the people in that temple. And that day, the temple was locked from inside by Lord Jagannath. He did not open that temple for that day. And pujaris and everybody was, what happened? Why this temple is not opening? What has happened? So the whole day they waited there. Even this Udayana Acharya too, he waited there. But temple wasn't opening from inside. So then in the night time, Pujari, when the head Pujari slept, he asked Lord Jagannath, why did you not open the door? Why the whole day you did not give a darshan? So he had an interaction with Lord Jagannath. And Lord Jagannath says, you know why? Because there is one person come. His name is Udayana Acharya. And he came with that mood that, I want to check it out. In that egoistic mood. So I don't want to give him a darshan. So as long as he's in Puri, I won't open the door. So ask him to leave the Puri, then I will open the door. So I says, okay. So next day Pujari announced it. all these people gather, and the same thing, in the morning, get up ready and to temple, so many people there. He announces, who is Uday Acharya? Udayan Acharya. And yes, I'm here. Says, I have a special message for you. Come, and I want to say it privately. He said, no, you can say it public, no problem. He thought maybe something, because it's something special, right? So you can tell in the public, no problem. And so, okay, Pujari says, no problem. He says, Lord Jagannath sent a message for you that he doesn't want to see you. He as long as you are here, he won't open the door. So he wants you to live, not temple, but Puri. And they had really humbled him with this Acharya, right? He realized it. Because he knew that he came with that ego and with the puffed up kind of nature. And he really humbled, and he started crying, and he's begging. Says, no, I made a mistake. I just came to taste you, but I realized that you are, you are present here. So he humbled himself. He cried, and when Lord Jagannath saw he's now settled down. He's humbled. So then Lord Jagannath opened the door and gave him a darshan. So Lord Jagannath has way of to, as I said, my also example I gave you in the beginning. Right. So another pastime is this is happen in. So they have in Jagannath Puri, the temple, all the pandas, they keep one. How we keep diary. We write all these things in what happened in the year. They have called a Madal Panchika. They have a kind of diary, and they write all these pastimes, anything that happens in a day and night. They write it. Even though something does not happen, they say, no, today did not, anything does not happen. It's just right like, but they write something in that. So, of these stories, many stories are coming from that Madal Panchika. I heard the story from one Mataji. His name is Nitai Sevani Mataji, Dr. Nitai Sevani Mataji. She's very good in narrating pastimes. So all these stories are coming from it. So everything is copy and paste. I don't know much. Jagannath mercy is like an ocean. His pastimes are ocean, right? And these are just the small droplets. So I will share a few things. In 1980, Vibhishan came to the visit Lord. And how do we know? Is because he hate Pujari was very much into the service of Lord Jagannath. And the Vibhishan, when he saw, he was very much impressed with this Pujari. So when Pujari finished his seva and walking home, Vibhishan followed him. And he said, somebody's following me. And he turned around, he's a gigantic figure, like a huge figure, big figure. And he goes, who is this? Who are you? Right? And he said, I'm a Vibhishan. So Vibhishan. So why are you following me? He said, no, I'm really impressed with your seva, the service you do. I'm so impressed. I'm really liking you. And then he said, Pujari also liked this Vibhishan. And he says, wow, I'm very happy that you like my service. He says, in those days we did not have phone, right? So we cannot take selfie. So he says, how do we know, how do I tell other people that Vibhishan came? Give me some souvenir or something, some gift, so I can show it to the people that Vibhishan came. He said, no problem. So he had that bajuband, the arm thing. He took it out, and he said that bajuband itself is really huge, big. So he gave it to this Pujari. And it says that this Pujari's family is still keeping that bajuband. It's still there in Jagannath Puri. Right? So that happens in 1980s. It's not too far, just few hundred years ago. So now Lord Jagannath has a big Ratna Bhandar. It's all the jewels of Lord Jagannath, Balji Subhadra Mai, they are stored there. And they are very priceless jewels there. And they have proper security and everything. But once happens that there's one Pujari called Vishwanath. He wanted to steal something. So, and he was successful because the Pujari, he might have access to something. So he was able to steal one jewel, right? And then there is deities in that courtyard of Jagannath Mandir. There is a deities called Lokanath. It's a Lord Shiva's deities. and his job, his Lord Shiva's job, is to protect this Ratna Bhandar. Right, that's his job. So he guard with this Ratna Bhandar with his cobras. Right. So this Vishwanath took this jewel and went home. The second day he found dead, and his wife admitted that there was a snake came and he bite him and he died. Now, this in that area there was no possibility of snake having around. Because normally snake are in the rice field or some bush area, right? But here's some or the residential area where you can find snake. But she said that the snake came and he bite him. After that, also his wife also died. And the pujaris or pandas in Jagannath Puri, they are not surprised by this pastime. Because there was another Daku called Bihari Daku, right, in 1911. And he also wanted to steal the Lord Jagannath on forehead. There's a ratna, there's a ornament that he wanted to steal. It's very expensive, very rare. So he decided, okay, he's gonna. And those days, not right now, it's so many people goes, right, day and night. So, but those days, not too many people. Maybe in the night time, not too many people were there. So he changed his clothes. So camouflage in the environment of the temple, and he hid himself in the temple. And when they close it for demigods visit, he stole that ratna from Jagannath's forehead. Then the next day, when the pujari came into the temple, opened the door, they found Bihari Daku dead, along with four or five cobras. And pujari said, no, it's okay. It's no normal thing. Like for them, they know this is going to happen. This is bound to happen. So therefore, them, he must have tried to steal something, and he got his. Now, mind this. This is Lord Jagannath in his in his place. This person is living body, so he's not going to Nark for sure, right? He must be liberated. So in that way, Jagannath is it's cruel in one sense that he punished him, but at the same time, he's so merciful that he liberated him. Right. So let us not when I was hearing this class, this one realization I had that when he died in front of Lord Jagannath, must have gone back to him. Right. He's liberated him. So he's actually very merciful. Right. He's not punishing him. So that's another story is that there was a French captain. He was taking his boat in that ocean to going to Pondicherry, and this happened in 1746. His name was Beatles. So his ship got stuck in that Jagannath Puri ocean area, and he had no way to release because he had to go to the Pondicherry. So he get off the boat and go into the city to see if he can find some help or something. And so many people say, "Oh, you are in Jagannath Puri, the Lord of Universe. Just pray to him, and he will help you." So then he was very reluctant. He said, "Oh, no, it's not my religion, and why I should pray." But now, since everybody is emphasizing, and you see the vibration in that, so okay, let's pray. So he reluctantly pray, and surprisingly, miraculously, his ship got released, and he went to Pondicherry to the business. While he was coming back, he stopped by Jagannath Puri, and he donated a big bell, right? And that bell is still there. His name is also written there, given by Captain Beetle. So that bell is still there. I'm talking about 1746, right? There is this next pastime is we are talking about. It happens in this diary. It was another person, the devotee called Ganesh Mishra. He was writing a diary book called Sant Mala. So those Sant means the saintly people in that Jagannath area, And mala means the sequence or this mala. So he had written all the pastime of all different exalted devotees of Lord Jagannath. So one of the devotees' name was Dasya Bauri from Baligram. Baligram is a small place right beside Jagannath, not far from Jagannath Puri. So he wrote about this Dasya Bauri. He was very exalted devotee of Lord Jagannath, very staunch devotee. But he was very poor. So one day he somehow or other by exchanging some clothes or something, he got a coconut, and then he said to his friend, because he could not afford to go to the Jagannath Puri, so he asked his friend. His friend was going for some business. Says, "Can you offer it to Lord Jagannath?" And his friend says, "Coconut, and do you think he's going to accept it?" He said, "Just offer, like, just say, Lord Jagannath, Dasya Bauri send it this for you, and if Lord Jagannath wants, he will take it." So no problem. Okay, so he went to his friend went to Jagannath Puri, and after he finished his business, he came to the temple. And in the temple, if you go to the Jagannath Puri, there is a stamba, right? Garuda stamba there. It's so he just stayed there, and he just tells Jagannath within his heart that your devotee, Dasya Bauri, send this coconut. If you want, you can accept it. And he says that the one hand came from the temple itself and took that coconut, right? That and then his friend was really surprised by seeing this pastime. One another pastime is that when Dashabori had some money and was mean, so he purchased 40 mangoes. He wanted to offer to Lord Jagannath. So he went to the temple, same at Garudastham he stayed, and he said, "Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadramai, I brought these 40 mangoes and I want to offer it to you." And no problem. One by one, mangoes were disappearing. And all these pandas and pandits and pujaris are shocked. So, how is that? And they say, "Oh, this guy has some kala magic, black magic or something. He's just doing some magic. It's just disappearing all these mangoes." It's not true. So he says, "What are you doing? You just showing us magic?" I said, No. This is Lord Jagannath, Baldev Subhadramais are taking it. So how do you know? He says, "You go to the temple and see if they are eating it or not." And sure enough, when all these pandas went into the hall in the temple, this is the mango skin, the mango seed everywhere. Even Jagannath has this, the mark of mangoes on his face, and they were like really shocked to see that, like, such a devotee offering, and Krishna, Jagannath Baladev was so merciful, and they are taking it, and not only taking it, eating it, right? Another thing is when Dasya Bauri was become very old, and he could not go out of his house, his hut. He had a desire to see Lord Rath Yatra. So he prayed to Lord Jagannath, says, "Now I'm old, I cannot go, but I want to see the Rath Yatra." So in the night, Lord Jagannath wake him up. He says, "Okay, you come out, go behind your house. There's a small water body there." He says, "Just stay there, and I will show you the Rath Yatra." So he himself and wife went there and stayed there, and in this water body, the Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai showed the complete Rath Yatra to him. And that is all this written in the book called Santamala by Ganesh Mishra. So this is all written there. Once his wife served him to Dasya Bauri served him a rice in a those clay plate we used to have, those normally they are red, right? So they put red, and then she put some rice, and she put the spinach on top. But spinach was old, so it became a little darker. So when he saw it, he saw Lord Jagannath's eyes. He realized it's like he had that. This is Lord Jagannath's eyes, and become very ecstatic. He became crazy. He was dancing. He said, "Oh, I saw the Lord Jagannath," and he was out of control. And his wife was, "What's going on?" And then she called few neighbors to calm him down, to stop him. And after so much struggle, they stopped him, right? and says this is not Jagannath, it's a Mahaprasad, it's a rice and little bit of spinach on that. After that, all these neighbors advise her wives, don't serve him like this. He will go out of that's what that much love he had for Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Anything that we see Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, right? So there is another story. There was Pujari called Teli Chamha Patra. That Pujari was very, very into decorating Lord Jagannath. That was his passion, to decorate Lord Jagannath. So one day that Pujari had a thought that, I wish that Lord Jagannath had a hair, because Krishna has hair. So how beautifully Yashoda Mai decorate that hair, how he looks so beautiful. I wish Lord Jagannath had hair. And sure enough, listening to his desire, Lord Jagannath manifested beautiful, dark, long hair, curly, and he saw it. And then he beautifully decorated Lord Jagannath with hair. Now, Lord Jagannath wears the garland, and it's a tradition there in Puri that the garland is become Mahaprasad and it goes to king. So, when this garland went to king, there was one. So that when king saw this garland, so when king saw this garland and he saw this hair, I said, wait a minute, where did this hair come from? And it looks like it's a long hair, so it looks like a lady's hair. So where is it come from? And Lord Jagannath doesn't have hair. So he called this Pujari and says, I found this hair. Did you give it this garland to somebody else? And now it's coming to me? He said, no, my lord. And then he narrated the whole story that what happened. And king could not believe it. He says, no, Lord Jagannath doesn't have hair. King could not believe it. He said, I'm giving you 24 hours. I want you to tell me what is the truth behind it. Otherwise, I will put you in prison forever. And Pujari says, this is the story. I don't have anything else to say. So then Pujari went home and he had a poison bottle right beside, and he prays to Lord Jagannath. Said, Lord Jagannath, you do something. You sorted these things out. Otherwise, I will give up my life. I don't want to go to the prison. So says Lord Jagannath reciprocated and said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So next day, the Pujari called king and all his associates into temple and said, okay. And he says, okay, I'm going to open the door and you will see by yourself. So when he opens the door, Pujari opens the door, king and all his associates there, and he saw Lord Jagannath having long hair, beautiful hair, curly hair. And and then king still did not believe it and said, I think Pujari put it just to save himself. So king went close to the Lord Jagannath and pulled the hair. So when he pulls the hair, the blood starts to come, right? And then he realizes, no, Pujari is right. I think Lord Jagannath manifested that hair. So both Pujari and king and all these associates all bow down for this miracle, right? And as soon as they get up, hair's gone, the blood gone, everything's gone. And then Pujari and king, they were both looking at each other, smiling. At this moment, that hair is still there with Pujari. They store it in an ivory box, and if you have a very good connection with head pujaris there, you can have a darshan of that hair. That hair is still there. As I say, they note down all this pastime, and it's called Madal Panchika, and it's like a diary, as mentioned that. They have Pujari have a very strange way to see whether Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai has accepted the bhoga. So when they offer bhoga, then Pujari takes the achman in his hand. And when he takes the achman in hand, he should see the reflection of Lord Jagannath in that water. If he sees that Lord Jagannath in this water, that means Lord Jagannath accepted this bhoga. If he does not see it, that means Lord Jagannath did not accept it. So then they discard the bhoga, they take out the bhoga, they buried it, and they make everything again. It's a big thing for them. If Pujari don't see the image of Lord Jagannath in his hand, it's a big thing. It very rarely happens, but it did happen. It does happen. So then they discard the whole bhoga and then they make a new bhoga. Another pastime is that it's very rare, but sometimes some animal comes into the main temple hall. We call garbha, right? And one time, when such happened, that one cat came into the hall in the temple, and she sit on the Balramji's shoulder, and it's a big thing. It's a like a lockdown. As soon as that happens, they shut down everything. They shut down the temple, the bhoga offering, everything they shut down. The ritual is that they have to go. There's a 40 kilometers far. There's a big pond or river. There's a specific river that they have to bring water from there, and they have to bathe Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadramaya. They have to wash the temple, and then the services, sevas resumes. Now, one day happened that one cat came, sat on Baldevji's shoulder, and then it was a big thing. So they shut down the temple, they shut down everything. Even the bhoga, they don't cook anything. And they had to go to that place to get the water. Now, what happened? It was summertime, so that the water reservoir was completely empty. There was no water. Now, what happens is, if there is no services, that means the bhoga is not offered, and many families, they do a lot of services. They depends on bhoga only. Like, for example, there are families for years and years they only make rope for where the rope that we pull for Rath. That's only seva they do. There are families they only do when the bhoga is offered. I mean ready. When the bhoga is coming to the temple, they blow the horn, telling the bhoga is offered. Now it's coming to the temple. That's only seva they do. There are families they only cut the vegetables, but for that service, the whole year they're getting free Mahaprasad. Right now, this happened. The temple is shut down. No services, no bhogas. Now, and then all the pujaris went there for water. Now there's no water. Now the kings come in. He intervenes. He says, there are so many families are starving. Pujari were very stubborn. Said, no, we cannot open temple. We cannot continue with services unless we purify with this water. Now, after a few days, this happened, and everybody's starving, everybody's struggling. Lord Jagannath, so merciful, in the middle of the summer time, he had a untimely rain. There was a big rain happened, and then that place that filled with the water, and they brought water, they purified it, and the seva continued. So these certain things they do in very, very religiously, I would say, right? Another pastime is Ramanujacharya. So what happens in Puri, they don't have a set of rules. In most of the temples, we have a set of rules. Okay, this time Mangala Aarti, the Mangala Aarti has to be done like this, the Pujari has to follow this standard. They don't have much that kind of. They spontaneously, with their love in their heart, they just do the seva. Now Ramanujacharya came and he noticed that things are not properly according to the scriptures and organized. And so, let me take over this seva and streamline a few things. So he went to king and says, we have to change this. This is not acceptable. We have to change this. So he took the permission of king and he tell all the pandas, pujaris, that from tomorrow onwards, we don't need your seva. This has to properly streamline. And all the pandas and pujaris were very heartbroken, right? Because They've been doing seva for centuries. So they went to Lord Jagannath Baldev Subhadra and they start cursing Lord Jagannath. Say, you Kalia, you left Yashoda Mai, you left Gopi, you left Radharani, and now you also pushing us out. You don't want our services. You are mean, and like they are cursing Jagannath, and Jagannath said, hold on, don't worry about it. I will take care of it. You will be having service. Don't worry about it. Let me take charge of it. So that night, so then the next day in the morning, all the pujaris comes and all the followers of Ramanujacharya came in the morning, get ready to take over and streamline the things and make the rules and regulation in that. Ramanujacharya did not show up. The whole day morning went and the afternoon went and the evening. So where is he? Where is Ramanujacharya? He's supposed to be here in the morning. And they went to this place to see in his room, and he was not there. He was not there. Lord Jagannath took Ramanujacharya along with his bed and sending him to a place called Srikakulam. It's in Andhra Pradesh near Visakhapatnam. It's called Srikakulam. He sent him there, all the way there. Right? And he wakes up and he says, what is this place? And he says, why they are worshipping a form like a Shivalinga, right? And he was curious, and then he looked at that form and he said, no, this is not a Shivalinga. And everybody said, no, it's a Shivalinga. I said, no, it's not a Shivalinga, it's a Kurma. It's a Kurma avatar. Ramanujacharya was very exalted devotee, he knew. He says, okay, dig it and see. And they dig it, and then the Kurma deities came out of that. They thought this is a Shivalinga, but it was a Kurma avatar. So then Ramanujacharya established Kurma temple there in that location there. And after that, they said, no, Pandas and Pujaris will continue what they're doing. That's what Krishna, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai's will. There is in the courtyard of Jagannath temple, there is a Hanumanji called Kanafoda Hanumanji. Have you heard of that Kanafoda Hanumanji? So Kanafoda Hanumanji is Hanumanji. So long ago, all the pujaris, because the temple and the ocean is far, but not too far. And those days, not this much traffic and house and whatnot. So any high waves or tides, you can hear that sound. Right? So when pujari offering aarti or mantras or something, the ocean sound is so loud that they cannot even hear their own voice. So they were having disturbance in offering the aarti and bhoga and whatnot. So they complained to Lord Jagannath. He says, do something about it, because this ocean noise is so loud. And Lord Jagannath says, don't worry, I will send Hanumanji, he will help you out. So Hanumanji came and he explained the problem. They explained the problem to Hanumanji. And then Hanumanji said, no worries, from now onwards, I will absorb all the sound from the ocean in my ears. So then and because he's been absorbing those sounds for so many years, that's why his ears are gone. That's called Kan Foda. Foda means broken and Kan means ears. So his ears are gone. So when you go to the temple there, and if Panda is taking you around the temple, he would say, okay, this is Kan Foda Hanumanji, but don't pray anything to him. Just take a darshan, take obeisances and go to the next one, because he cannot hear you. He won't hear you, right? Because his ears are gone. So there's a Kanapura Hanumanji there, and there is another Hanumanji called Bedi Hanuman. So that Hanumanjis are tied. Hanumanjis are tied up, like he's put in a shackle and is tied up. Why? Because in a full moon, when the high tide, high waves comes, all the water from the ocean used to come to the temple and flood the temple. And the pujaris, they complain, says, look, Jagannathji, please do something. It's all the water coming, flooding the whole temple. Every month is happening. And Lord Jagannath says, is some situation here. I said, what is the situation? He says, it's my father-in-law that comes to meet me, because Lakshmiji came from ocean. So it's my father-in-law coming to me and checking on me. So I cannot stop him, right? I would be in trouble. Lakshmiji will be mad. So I said, no problem. So Pujari went to Hanumanji. Said, Hanumanji, do something. This is not acceptable. Hanumanji, no worries. I will be here, and now onwards, the ocean will not come to the temple. So Hanumanji is guarding the temple. The ocean is not coming. So one day, what happened? The temple flooded with water. The ocean came and flooded with water. And Pujari said, what happened? Where's Hanumanji? And then Hanumanji running, coming back, and he saw the mess. And then Pujari said, where did you go? You see this? What happened? The water already in the temple. Everything is mess. So Hanumanji says, sorry, you all here have a very simple prasadam, and I was missing some spicy and Ayodhya prasadam. So I just went to take some prasad to Ayodhya and then come back. And don't worry, I'm here now. He says, the Pujari says, no, we cannot afford to let him go like this. Right? We cannot afford to let him go like this. So they say, okay, we're going to tie him up. And so he won't. So that's why there are Bedi Hanumanji there. They are tied up. Hanumanji is tied up. He cannot go anywhere. So then Lord Jagannath asked Pujari, says, well, this is not fair. Like now Hanumanji is not going anywhere. That means my father-in-law will not come to check on me. So all Pujari said, don't worry. Once in a month, we all go to ocean and we'll have a program there. So now, once in a month, they have a program. They take Utsav Vigra to the ocean. They put pandals, and they have a big program there. And then they have an interaction with the ocean. As, father-in-law, Jagannath Baladev Subramanian. So there are a few other stories are there. Just want to share last story. We'll conclude in a few minutes. I have a few more stories, but one mysterious thing that happens is that Navakalevaram, that is very mysterious. And what happens is when they make, so what happens is that every few years, some says every 12 years, some says it's a time of between 12 and 19 years. So I'm not quite sure about that, but it does happen that they change the Vigraha, the old deities. They take it out and they install new deities. So there's a procedure there. So they select 3 pandas from the temple, and they send them to Mangala Devi temple. And in that Mangala Devi temple, they go into the samadhi trance. And in that samadhi, the Mangala Devi instruct them which tree they can cut it and bring it and make the deities of Jagannath Baladev Subramanian. So the tree is not just ordinary tree. The tree has to have specific sign, indication that this is the tree. So all these 3 they go in the trance, and when they have a dream, they start running towards that tree. Sometimes they run miles and miles, and there are a group of people follow them. So many times it happens that while running they lose the vision, and they say, "Oh, I lost the vision," and they come back again, and the whole process start again. So when they have vision, they run towards that tree, and all 3 pujaris for 3 trees, and then they reach there. So every tree has to have certain indication. Like a kind of signs that this is for Baldev ji, this is for Subhadra ji, and this is for Jagannath ji. So if they see any tree with the yellow tinge in it, and it's in somewhere around the water body, that means this tree is for the Subhadra ji. If the tree has a white tinges in it, and if they see any indication of cobra or snake, that's Balramji. And if any tree has any knot on it, that is and has a blackish kind of shade, then it is a There are other signs too, like Krishna, I mean, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai's footprints. I heard they are also visible. But so these are the trees that they have to cut and bring it, and they bring it with big celebration with all the trees, and then they make this out of this tree. I have seen this place right beside the temple. There is a place where they carve these deities. They bring the deity, they carve it, and there is a place there where they old deities they put it samadhi. Long ago, they used to put it in water, the old deities, but then it becomes more muddy and not so clean. So now they are buried them. They buried. There is a place there, and you can actually go and take a darshan of that place too. So when the new Vigraha is ready, so there is the things called Nava Kalevaram. It's some call it that the pujari transfer the soul from the old Vigraha to the new Vigraha. Or some says there is a cloth. Indrajit Maharaj originally put that cloth and that is transferred. Some says there is a Shaligram Shila that is transferred. So there are so many stories about that, but nobody knows what is being transferred. So after the Snan Yatra, there is a date fixed for this happen, and the new deities and the old deities are put in front of each other, and there is they says there is an opening in the belly part of the Lord Jagannath, and they decide the date, and that day they also decide very old pujari to do this. Why old pujari? Because historically, the pujari who does this transfer or these rituals, in a few days that pujari leaves his body, right? So and many pujari are very eager to take this seva because they know that they are going back to Godhead, but they intentionally pick older pujari. So when they have that night when this happens, the whole Puri was blacked out, like completely blacked out. The government shut down all the lights and everything. It's completely blacked out. Only pujari is in that room. All the both our vigras are in front of each other. This pujari is blindfolded, and there are rituals happens, and he takes this Brahma Padartha and he transfer into the new deities. So when it transfer happens, the new deities they started to worship, and the old deities go into the samadhi. Now this happens is when this pujari finishes, he rings the bell. Then they know that this rituals is finished. The new deities are now being served. The old ones going to the samadhi. So it's very mysterious. Now nobody knows what is this Brahma Padartha and all this, but some say it's soul and whatnot. But this is this one the bhoga preparation. All these are very mysterious, and Jagannath Baldev Subhadramais are very very mysterious. I will end with our Srila Prabhupada and Mahabhagat Prabhuji. I have 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Mahabhagat Prabhu came, he talked about Jayananda Prabhu, right? But I will connect a few things. I asked Keshava Muni Prabhu whether he talked about his mother. So I will share that story with you. So Srila Prabhupada is, all this is happening is because if ISKCON devotees are serving Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai is because of Srila Prabhupada. And there's a story how Srila Prabhupada came in contact with Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, how Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai manifested in Srila Prabhupada. It's itself as a class itself. But I'm going to say is that because of Srila Prabhupada in His mercy, all over the world now we are celebrating Jagannath Rath Yatra, right? That's His cause, that's much. And he had love for Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai. Even in his small age, we have seen that photo where it is a small Rath and small Prabhupada ji with his father Gaur Mohan De is walking. We have seen that photo. Even he used to check the ticket price, the railway ticket price from Kolkata to Jagannath Puri. How much is? Will I be able to afford it? Will I be able to go it? Right when he was young. So Srila Prabhupada had immense love for Jagannath Baldev, and because of him, this mercy is coming to us. Right, so let's celebrate with intense love, with humility. Um, First Rath Yatra happened in ISKCON is July 9, 1967 in San Francisco. And they made the Rath Yatra on a flatbed truck. And that Prabhupada unfortunately was sick. He couldn't attend, but after that few Rath Yatra he attended. The instrumental in this Prabhupada, the Rath Yatra happening in ISKCON is Jayananda Prabhuji. Mahabhagat Prabhu shared his stories, right? So that's why he contributed so much that he became very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada, right? And he untimely left his body. He had cancer, and untimely he left body in 1977. But Srila Prabhupada instructed every center of ISKCON that whenever we do any Rath Yatra, his photo should be on the Rath, right? So we have to make sure that we put his photo on Rath, right? Why? Because he had contributed so much. This is also in class in itself. But I will share with you one story about his mother. So, hospice facility, right? When person in the hospital, it's called hospice, right? Is it hospice? Sorry? Hospice. That facility is when person is about to leave his body, and so the hospital will transfer that person into that. And there are volunteers who take care of the person until that person leaves the body. Now, one disciple of Chandramouli Maharaj, a lady disciple, she used to work in that facility, and she happened to have one old white lady to take care. And this old white lady came to that facility, and obviously because of the last days of her life. So now, because this Chandramouli Maharaj disciple, he saw in this facility everybody's coming with the cross and all the religious attire. So she started going with the Kantimala and Tilak and everything, right, to take care of those people are living body. So then, so it happened that this old white lady came into her under her care, and she started taking care. And at one point come when she realized it, that this old Mataji will not stay one more day. So she called all these relatives and whoever were close by to say final goodbye, and she would leave her body. So all they came. When they came, they saw this lady who is taking care. She's in attire, Vaishnava attire, Tilak, Kanthimala, and they asked, "Are you from ISKCON?" The family members. They say, "Yeah." Say, "Oh, my uncle was very big devotee of Krishna. His name was Jayananda Prabhu." So this lady, the old lady, was a mother of Jayananda Prabhu, right? So if what is this tells us is, when Narasimha Dev tells Prahlad Maharaj that your 23 generation is taken care because you become devotee. Jayananda Prabhu become devotee, and look at how his mother is taken care at the time of departure. The devotee is taking care, Kirtan is going on, and she is living body with that kind of atmosphere, right? See how Krishna arranges, right? So this is the one lesson that we take home, right? So I think I gone few minutes over probably, but I will conclude it with So it's 6 o'clock. I think I don't think anybody has any question. But if you have any comments or correction, please let me know. Otherwise, we can pause here. Yeah. Thank you. वांछाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की। ISKCON Oakville रथ यात्रा की।
Thank you, Prabhuji. It was wonderful class. So many interesting pastime stories about Lord Jagannath and Jagannath Puri. I think we all should visit Jagannath Puri if we haven't when we go to India. And I will say, everybody check their left and right neighbors. 3 qualities that Prabhuji mentioned about demigod. So, because wherever Krishna's katha is going on. So demigod along with Yamraj also many times comes. So just visit. So thank you, Prabhuji. One more round of applause to thanks, Prabhuji. I think next we will, everybody can rise for the closing kirtan.
No. You take this one. Okay? Especially the last unit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for understanding. Namo Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtadishtarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Bolo Bolo, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. बोलो श्री कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are there now. I can't even say one more week to go. We are there. So next Sunday, hopefully, we'll see you all along with your friends, families, everybody you know around. Please bring them along. Let's make it a huge success. This is our first on ground Jagannath Yatra for ISKCON Ukul. So I hope you're all there. Please make sure. Somebody was asking me, how can I contribute? I said, get as many people as you can. Please bring maximum number of people that you can. Spread the message now. And yeah, whatever donations, while we are well covered, I don't know the exact number today. We're there. We're not reached at least the target, but we're still close there. So the yatra is on, very much on. Preparations are done. But yeah, whatever you can contribute, please contribute. We want to acknowledge our 4 sponsors till date: Save Max, Real Estate, is ICICI Canada, Yash, Doors, Windows and Doors, and Best Brains. I was expecting some of them here today, but hopefully we'll see them on the Jagannath Yatra, Rath Yatra. If you need any of their services, that will also help us getting them again for our Rath Yatras. Be there. And again, a humble request, spread the message as much as you can. Bring as many people as you can there on that day. That'll be a deciding factor now for us. And because of the Rath Yatra next week and the subsequent Rath Yatra at ISKCON Toronto, the center will be closed for 2 weeks now. So we'll meet again on 21st. Okay. Today's program was sponsored by Meenakshi Mataji and family. She's not here today. Anyway, Meenakshi Mataji and Ashish Prabhuji, thank you, and Hare Krishna.
We have our little Saisha, who brought a lot of energy with the Narsimha prayer. So we are going to sing a birthday, Hare Krishna birthday to her. So Saisha, come here. And the Meera is not here, but our wishes will be for her as well. So all the Sunday school children, please come. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama to you. Are you three? Are you four? जोरेंद्रिय ताहे का जीवे फले विशेषाग्रे तारा मते जीवाते लोभो मोहे सुधर्मते ताके जेठा कठिन संसारे
Krishna bara doya moy, kari pare jiva jai, swaprasadana dilo bhai, Seyanamrita pao, Shri Shri Radha Krishna gun gao, Premita ko Chaitanya Nitai, Premita ko Shri Chaitanya Nitai. Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwaso Navajayate Sarira Vidyaja Jodindriye Taheka Jive Fale Vise Sagre Taramadi Jivati Lobho Mohe Sudarmati Take Jeta Katin Sansare Krishna Bara Doya Mon Kari bare jiva jai swaprasad na dilo bhai se anamrita pao Shri Shri Radha Krishna gun gao Premita ko Shri Chaitanya tai Jani Mai Jani tai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram